This meeting is being recorded.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's virtual event. My name is Carlo Bobilas, and I'll be your moderator for this session. I'm pleased to introduce today's speakers, CX Project Management Architect Brian Stanford and Solutions Architect Julio Guerrero. Before I hand over the mic, I do have a few housekeeping items to cover about today's session. Today's session will be recorded and made available on demand after, which will provide some details at the end. Also, we'd love to hear from you during today's presentation. So if you are on WebEx and have a question for our speakers, please feel free to send it to the WebEx question and answer panel, where our wonderful panelists are ready to respond. For those tuning into our live stream, we thank you very much for joining in as well. Q&A is limited to those via WebEx. However, we will have a post-event Q&A thread over on the Cisco Learning Network community, where you can post any follow-up questions. So without any further ado, I'd like to kick things off by welcoming Brian. Brian, over to you.
All right. Thanks for the introduction. So I'm excited to present with Julio the unified network experience, the unified licensing for Wi-Fi 7. In today's session, we're going to go over the global use access points that have just been launched recently in November and have been orderable since then. So customers are actually receiving some of those APs now. These flexible deployment models, so we're going to give you an understanding of how these access points seamlessly interoperate either on-premise management with Catalyst Center or in the cloud managed mode with Meraki dashboard, and how this provides investment protection and future flexibility. We're going to cover the simplified management aspect of unified licensing and how it makes the discovery process easier and more streamlined and eliminates the complexities that you have today, and it saves valuable time. Also, we're going to cover the unified licensing and Cisco Network subscription, kind of define what that is, explore the benefits, and share how the licensing model for software, hardware, and support simplifies both the purchasing and management of these new APs and the associated software. Then we're going to get into how the seamless integration for Wi-Fi 7 for the global use access point. So you don't have to order per region or per management platform. So we'll get into some of those details around the unified wireless strategy. There we go. So we've got the first poll we'd like to ask. So what we're looking for is what aspect of our Wi-Fi 7 unified licensing and global access points is most appealing to you. So the simplified global deployments, reduce the hardware SKUs, the flexible management options such as on-prem or cloud or hybrid in both, and then could it be the unified licensing and subscription model for simplified purchasing and support, or the future-proof and scalable investment protection, or we could have an option E, all of the above. So we'll get into an overview of the experience first. So unified experience, prior to the unified licensing launch, our customers, we've had these two distinct experiences where customers have had to purchase a Catalyst SKU, a Catalyst AP, and a DNA license, and manage it on-prem with Catalyst Center. And then the Meraki customers would purchase the Meraki SKUs, Meraki license, and manage these devices in the cloud. So what we're really doing is simplifying this two distinct experience approach into one unified experience. So this is super exciting to kind of get into how the unified licensing and these unified APs start that unified experience. So with the introduction of our unified experience for Cisco networking customers here, what we see is that we start off with our Wi-Fi 7 APs, and now we have a single network subscription model for licensing the software and a single SKU model for purchasing the hardware. So now we'll have this one unified experience where our customers will be able to manage these APs with a single license on-premise, in the cloud, or a hybrid approach depending on your needs. So now you have a consistent, reliable support for both hardware and software, and also RMA upgrade options. So it'll be much more cohesive, and The future flexibility and benefits will also be evident as we get into the detail slides. Here we go, Julio. I'll let you take it from here on the Wi-Fi access points.
Yeah, thank you. So as you see, we have introduced these unified hardware products for wireless. This new line of Wi-Fi 7 access points is designed to provide intelligent, secure, and assured wireless connectivity for you, right? As you can see, the products that we have been providing to you, the 9176 and 9178, these Wi-Fi 7 access points are enterprise class tri-band access points that will operate on 2.4, 5, and 6 GHz frequency bands. They will be supporting all the interoperability with leading the 802.11ax and 802.11ac clients. So with this, you will have a flexibility, as Brian was mentioned, for them to be managed either for your seamless operation on-prem and in on cloud managed modes. This flexibility will provide investment protection and future proofing for all your evolving networks. We can go to the next slide, please, Brian.
There we go.
So as you can see, there's not going to be any hardware or licensing change required. Again, this is going to be a seamless deployment. With these global use access points, we're making it like the Wi-Fi 7 to be deployed easier as you need for today and maybe change that for tomorrow, right? They can be operating both on-prem and on cloud managed mode or hybrid. With this, you will be able to understand how this managing networks will be efficient and will be not complex for you, right? There's intelligent mode for discovery process, streamlines onboarding. It will eliminate some unnecessary configurations that will save a lot of time for you. The seamless integrations for either the cloud or on-prem Catalyst Center will help you allow to move forward into the adoption on these new models that we have for Wi-Fi 7. Go next, please, Brian. Now, as we see in here, the connectivity built for the future, you will be able to unlock all these global use access points in a single type of license. You don't need to worry about going on-prem or on cloud. It will help you to have a better budget cycles and protect your investment, right? This unified licensing will simplify all the experience of managing your software, hardware. You should not worry about the support you will be getting in there. So it will help you to build all the most comprehensive life of Wi-Fi products on larger ecosystems. And again, by using these Wi-Fi 7 global use case access points, you will be able to simplify your deployments, enhance your network resilience, and provide a future-proof connectivity on your networks. You can go next, please, Brian. So finally, you can see the use case use access points for resilient connectivity. All the unified hardware, you will be able to have the same product regardless of the region or management. You can unify that by using these new Wi-Fi 7 access points. The seamless onboarding, as I was saying, it will help you operate on both the on-prem and on cloud. It will give you all the flexibility for a management model that will fit your needs. And with this, you won't be locking into a single approach, right? It will ensure your investment protection, and you will be able to adapt as your network evolves. And finally, the future-proof flexibility. With this simplification of the product of the license use on both type of worlds, and either on-prem or on cloud, will give you a chance to be really flexible when you are doing all your deployments.
Yeah, another point there is that, right, is we're kind of aligning with the common licensing model that Meraki had. So now with unified licensing, we'll have this common enforcement for both, for the product, regardless of the management platform, with a single license. So with with what Julio was saying, right, with the 9176 and 9178 access points, they're global, so no need to order per region or per management choice, depending on which way you want to manage them. With the unified licensing, you'll still have the 2 tiers for the feature set, so your wireless essentials and wireless advantage tiers. And within the network subscription, you could have both, so you don't have to have a subscription with just essentials or just advantage. You can mix the licensing needs according to your needs as far as your subscription. The other call out here is if you're a current Meraki customer and you're using the Meraki dashboard and you co-term, you can continue co-terming with Wi-Fi 7 for those existing Meraki customers that want to continue the co-term. Another call out here that I wanted to mention was the fact that with managing the new licenses, you would need Catalyst Center 2379 to manage the new license with the new management setup, and then also on Catalyst Center 313X as it comes out. So both the fully hybrid management, you could go strictly one Catalyst Center or Meraki Cloud, or you could do a combination of both if you need, and then you could switch back if your needs change in the future. So I want to cover licensing enforcement. So on the Catalyst side, right, we don't have enforcement with our software licensing today. So with unified licensing, we're going to align with the Meraki licensing model. So we'll have some level of enforcement. So what you'll see here is that when you first purchase your device, it will have a 2.4 gigahertz only wireless radio active. So you have all the functionality to configure the device and set it up the way you want. And then whenever you license it, then you'll get the full radio band spectrum for your Wi-Fi 7 deployment. So once your device is licensed, you'll have all the features, but then when the license expires, what you see here is that the devices continue to pass traffic, so we don't impede traffic or impact the end users. But your management and monitoring via your Cisco network management platforms, whether they be Meraki Dashboard or Catalyst Center, would have some restrictions. You would be restricted to only security and critical bug fixes at that point. And then your additional cloud-based services and features, integrations with Spaces and ICE and Thousand Eyes, or those are also included in the management license, or they could be sold as add-ons to those. You could see some restrictions there. And then also your support to Cisco TAC or Meraki would be denied until you renew that license. That's the common licensing enforcement that we're aligning to. For our licensing management, what you see is you could choose either system. You could use the Meraki Dashboard. You could use the Cisco Smart Software Manager. So for device management, there's a couple of different options in Meraki Dashboard. You could do strictly cloud. You could do on-prem with visibility, and also hybrid. So with the device and license visibility, Meraki Dashboard and CSSM, you would have visibility to the licenses that are being consumed in both places. So there are ties between the two systems. And then also you have your access to your EA license in Meraki Dashboard. And then for those using the Cisco Smart Software Manager, you're managing strictly pretty much on-prem. You've got your device and license visibility in CSSM here, and you have your access to your EA licenses in EA Workspace. Like I said, you would need Catalyst Center 239, I think 2379 is what I mentioned earlier, and then the 3.13X coming out. So for cloud ready, right? I mean, both platforms really aim to simplify the management experience for your APs. So Meraki and Catalyst Center both provide a unified IT experience for network monitoring management through their various dashboards. But what you see called out here is right as if you're cloud averse or you're an air gap customer and you can't do cloud or you're not ready to do cloud, you could still use these same devices and same licenses in the on-prem mode. So networking subscription support, really what you see here is that our customers can drive their value in the Cisco networking subscription and have a consistent and reliable support model for both the software and the hardware, simplifying licensing and support purchases as you go forward and manage your OpEx and CapEx. It keeps the network performing as expected with a consistent, reliable tech support. So tech support is embedded in the software subscription. It improves your operational efficiency and reduce risk with our digital insights and helping our customers make informed decisions, tackling issues proactively. You could learn advanced skills and stay up to date with knowledge base and best practices that's also included in the network subscription. So with unified support, you have your access to your Cisco communities, so you can connect with your peers and other Cisco specialists. Your trusted support, your 24/7 hardware, software, and OS support. And you've got your RMA upgrade options for next business day or next calendar day or faster RMA. But the unified support also includes your Cisco tax support or your Meraki support. Your digital insights, you get your asset and license view, case management, security advisories, field notices, and priority bugs. So the features are available for certain product platforms as determined by Cisco, but the availability is subject to change. And you can find out more information by contacting your Cisco representative on the supported technologies. And you also have our e-learning on-demand courses and best practices to keep your skills and expertise up to date. So previously you had sort of this disjointed experience with Meraki support or Cisco tax support, but now you'll have a single point of contact that will keep things aligned. And so whether you're on-prem and Cisco TAC is working on a fix, or you're managing the cloud Meraki dashboard and the Meraki NSE is working on a fix, you'll still have this same single point of contact, internal collaboration happening with standard severity definitions for case impact, starting with the least severe, no impact on the business operations with step 4, some minimal impact on business operations with step 3, maybe partially degraded services. With severity 2, maybe a substantial impact on services on your either hardware, software as a service product is degraded, and then critical where the service is down, so you're having critical business impact. So you have these standard severity definitions across both sides, no matter how you choose to manage your devices here. So with the unified hardware, right, we've got the seamless interoperability for not dependent on any management experience or a particular region that you're ordering the hardware for. There are no PID variations, so you order the single product and you could use it on either platform. You're not required to do the mandatory software attach at the time of purchase. So you could purchase the hardware now, get your hardware deployed, and then purchase your software and entitle those devices to the software subscription and the support subscription at a later point. Our unified licensing is a single license now that enables all modes. So we've got our common tiers for our use case parity with essentials and advantage licensing for the different features. And we now adhere to our common licensing enforcement for these APs. And then, like I was saying, with the unified support, we get this common embedded support strategy for your software. So when you renew your software subscription or you purchase your software license, you get the embedded support. So you have access to your TAC or your Meraki NSE, and you get this consistent set of deliverables and SLAs independent of your management mode. And now you get your common CX services post-sales experience as well. So those are some of the key benefits and differentiations of the unified experience here. So poll number 2, which platform do you primarily use for managing your wireless network? Is it Catalyst Center, Meraki, a combination of both, or neither? You use a different solution? And while you guys go into that, key points to remember, right? The goal is to really simplify deployments of your access points, streamline them by eliminating the need for region-specific hardware or management platform-specific hardware. So it also simplifies the onboarding process, reduces the complexities, and saves time on the front end ordering and managing, and then repurposing. Your flexible management, being able to control the access points both on-prem with Catalyst Center or cloud management Meraki dashboard. So you could do the deployments either or both and easily switch between modes. So now you get this unparalleled flexibility that also protects your investment as your business needs change and maybe your strategy moving to the cloud or away from the cloud change. The unified licensing model, so now we've got our network subscription that provides a single unified license that entitles your hardware, software, and support all together. So you've got the simplified purchasing and management renewals, and applies to both Catalyst and Meraki deployments. So no more DNA license and Meraki license, a single license. And now you've got future-proof scalability. So the solutions are designed to scale and evolve with your network needs and ensure that your investment is protected. So now you can evolve and grow your network and adapt your network as your business needs change. And now we've got time for live Q&A if we've had any questions in the Q&A panel.
Thank you, Brian. Give me just one sec while we take a look. All right. Again, if you have a question, please use the Q&A panel to submit them, and then we'll get them answered accordingly. Okay, so while we wait, a common question that usually comes up is this session being recorded? And yes, this session is being recorded. And we'll have the recording available for immediate playback. Technically, right after the session, you can go to the YouTube page. But for the edited version, that will take about 3 to 5 business days, and that'll be posted onto the Cisco Learning Network. You'll receive an email with that information. Also, you'll be directed to the post-event survey, not only the post-event survey, but the post-event discussion thread where we'll also post the video along with a copy of the slide deck. So all that information is there. So, and it looks like we were having a bit of delay on the poll question, especially for that last one. So let me relaunch it now. And again, if you have the time to participate, we would greatly appreciate your feedback. Okay, let's see if there's any other questions. One question did come in. Unified management and licensing, I guess, is great. Does this mean we can move back and forth between CC and Meraki anytime?
And that would be a yes. So depending on what your needs are, you could move that AP and that license between management platforms.
Awesome. All right. And then just a follow-up, they were wondering, or once enrolled to CC, it can't be moved to Meraki or the same way. But I guess you just answered that it's basically at any time, right?
You're right. It's basically at any time. So once you've enabled it on Catalyst Center, if you wanted to move that AP and that license, you just unmanage the AP from Catalyst Center and go through the claiming process on the Meraki dashboard and claim it that way.
Gotcha. All right. Next question I do have here is on deployment, or in regards to the deployment part. Only specific or new AP models are configurable from both platforms and not existing models?
Correct. It's not the existing models. It's the new 9176 and 9178 models that were recently launched. We'll be launching more, right? And then look for unified licensing to start to encompass switches and routers in the future. But for now, the Unified Wi-Fi 7 APs are the first product that can be managed either place. some of the older products have like a visibility. Like if you had some older Catalyst switches, you could do Meraki visible, so you could manage them on-prem, but have them visible in the Meraki dashboard. So there's a lot of flexibility that's coming with the newer products that we don't have with the older products just yet.
Awesome. All right. Are there any other questions? Let me take a look. This one came into the chat. Will it only work with the Wi-Fi AP 9176, 9178, or will it work with Meraki also?
So it's just the 9176 and 9178, the new APs. So if you have a Meraki MR46, you're only able to manage and use that license on Meraki your dashboard. And the same goes if you have an older version of the Catalyst AP and a DNA license, it's only able to be managed on Catalyst Center. So that's like the real true advantage of the unified licensing and unified hardware here, where you can move them either place. Whereas previously, as you see, if you had the MR46 and a Meraki license, you had to manage it only in Meraki. So it gave you less flexibility if you wanted to manage or move something. So that's what we're super excited about for this launch.
Awesome. And just to touch on that, Andy asked, because he may have missed it, but when does this launch actually again? Was that stated?
So the new APs were launched for order back in November. So some customers are actually receiving their new APs now. And DNA Center 2379, I think, is either out now or out in the next couple of weeks. So for those customers that manage on-prem for DNA Center, they'll be able to upgrade to that version and manage licenses and manage the subscriptions there.
Perfect. All right. I don't see any other questions. Brian, Julio, is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up?
No, thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you in the next webinar.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time and listening. And if you've got additional questions, we'll share the deck out, and there's some links to network subscription data sheet and a wireless ordering guide that have some of the additional details that kind of go along with some of the questions that we received. So we'll have that also included. But thanks for everybody's time and participation and questions.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Julio. And thank you to the whole team for bringing your knowledge to the Cisco community. If you have a question, I'll keep the Q&A window open for a couple more minutes. If you do exit the session, or when you do exit the session, you'll be directed to the post-event discussion thread. Definitely bookmark that page. That's where I'll be pasting a copy of the slides from today's session as a downloadable PDF, along with information on the recording. So go ahead and play that back. We'll be linked into that in that post-event discussion thread. For even more tutorials and demonstrations and future events, please do visit the Cisco Learning Network. Let me get the link posted. So on here, just in case if you want to, you can go to it now. Where did it go? Give me 1 sec while I do that. Just in case if you accidentally close out while you're being redirected, you'll have it here. So there you go. So definitely bookmark that.
Yeah, I guess don't forget to join us for the next session on 3/12 for our first part of a 3-part SDA series.
Yes, thank you. And as far as the registration, those will go live, I believe, by end of this week, if not sooner. And then we'll have it set up so that we can probably just have you register for one event or register for all events, because it's, I believe, a 3-part series. So looking forward to that. Thank you again, Brian. And again, your feedback is important. So at this time, you'll be directed to a survey. So we do encourage you to take the time to participate. Once again, we thank everyone for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.